BMRForum.com and BMROdds.com. What is going on, boys? What is going on? We are back with episode number 71 of The Lobby. Starting off, the guy who looks like he just rolled out of bed with that haircut. Sam's in charge.
Again, always jealous of the hair and the ability to have a different appearance every week. That's, chameleon that I have over you.
That's very true. I look the same. Each and every week.
Although I do have a fresh bruise still on my chest.
Oh yeah, we got to get into that story here in a minute.
Golf ball shot.
No, that was when I fell on my porch.
We saw the few videos. I mean, you were. What were you drinking that night?
It was a combination of Proper 12, Screwball, and Southern Comfort.
You Conor McGregor action.
I've yet to try Screwball, but I hear good things about it.
Yeah, peanut butter whiskey. It's like Fireball. You're good for 1 to 2 of them or like that. Yeah. But I finished the bottle, and I don't know. It just happened. It just happened, and Saturday was not a fun day.
No, well, and like I put in there, at least you didn't break your nose.
Yeah, I mean, I could have hit my head. I could have done a lot of things. I mean, I hit my shoulder. My elbow is still messed up. It's like really squishy. It's kind of like,
ooh.
Yeah, it's like squishy. It's kind of like, but it could have been worse. So
it definitely could have been worse.
We got great videos from it.
Exactly right. What is your go-to hangover routine? What are you doing the next day? I know. I think you have to go to work and close the deal. Good job, by the way. But
I went to work still drunk. I basically raw dogged it. I just drank a bunch of water. No Advil, no Excedrin, no nothing. I just raw dogged it, and then basically felt better around 5, 6 o'clock, had a bunch of pizza, and then felt great. And then went to bed at like 9 because in your 30s, you have 1 day of drinking and 1 day of recovering. And you can choose day drinking or you can choose night drinking. You don't get both options.
Yeah. I think you could choose day drinking and, you have the little bit of the nighttime to recover. Maybe you won't feel as bad the next day.
Yeah. So it's different than when you're in your 20s.
Ain't that the truth? But moving on, last but certainly not least, Mr. Donnie Rightside. What's up, Donnie?
Yeah, by the way, pizza is a great hangover food the next day, man. Sop up all that alcohol, a little bit of grease in that stomach, mix it all around, and hopefully you feel better. But tomorrow is August. That means, it's football season official. And not just because the month is here, we actually have an NFL game tomorrow that you can pop onto your TV, albeit a preseason game, but sort of the changing of the seasons. I know it's still midsummer, but boy, tomorrow it's going to feel a little bit just like fall, and I love it.
It is going to definitely feel awesome. And let's dive right into it, Sammy. We have Houston at Chicago. Chicago is a small dog, +1, +1.5, depending on where you shop. Sammy, first game of the year, we know nothing about either team as far as anything. How are you even starting to handicap this one?
You don't. You just watch it for the joy and love of sport, but you don't bet it with a 10-foot pole because that's a real degenerate to take that action. Of course, there will be people betting it. There'll be a ton of action on the game, but you don't know anything that's going on. You don't know what's going on. Second string, third string, first string, if they'll play even a drive or a possession or not in the first 3 weeks. You're happy that NFL is back and that college is slowly coming back, but you don't bet this game at all.
Probably not. Donnie, what's your take on it? What are you leaning?
Yeah, just for watching purposes. And I do the same thing every single year. Now, it's a little bit different. I'll explain it in a second. But I love that preseason football is on. I turn on the TV. I see guys in pads and uniforms. I watch 3 or 4 plays and remind myself, why the hell am I watching preseason football? Can't the regular season get here soon enough? But there is some interesting concepts tomorrow that you're going to watch play out. The new kickoff rules, how the team's going to kick off, how they're going to receive, how they're going to play it at that point. So I am interested in seeing that because it's something we've never seen before in the NFL. So from that perspective, I like it. But I think Sammy's right. If you're betting on, unless you know the coach personally, he goes, you know what, Sammy, and you know what, let's get after it at this point. And I'm going to tell you exactly who's playing, how long they're playing, and what my MO for this game is and what I'm trying to accomplish. Because a lot of times the coaches, hey, look, hand the football off up the middle. Let's get out of here, run the clock. Other coaches looking to win, like the Baltimore Ravens. But outside of that, it's really just a watch, take some notes on, and wait for opening day to get here.
Yes, exactly right. It is definitely a
hope no one gets injured.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's probably why your main first string guys are not going to play because they don't want injuries. But Donnie, you touched on it real fast. Let's cover those kickoff rules really quickly, and then Sammy, I want your take on them. Onside kicks are legal before the fourth quarter. Teams must be losing to kick an onside kick, and which, I mean, in theory makes sense. And then teams must, I don't like this one, teams must announce their intention to kick an onside kick ahead of time. I think that takes away some of the strategy behind it. Sammy, your thoughts?
Yeah, and then also the surprise reference is what won a Super Bowl for the New Orleans Saints against the Indianapolis Colts 15 years ago. So to start that second half. So, it works at like a 5 or less than 5% rate on an actual onside kick. The surprise probably has a higher percentage.
Of course.
But then, it's forcing action. That's mostly what's what they're trying to compete with is, the onside kick rule. It is what it is. That's fine. But it's forcing the action as far as less touchbacks and the ball automatically at the 25-yard line.
Donnie, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, it's interesting because when we say back in the day, 15 years ago, the onside kick was never a high percentage, but at least when you had an onside kick, you had the thought process that if you have a possibility of a good onside kick, you might be able to recover it. In the past 2 or 3 years, it's like a 1% chance at that point, which completely makes that play irrelevant. I am interested to see now how many returns we're going to get, because I think we can all agree. The kicking game back, and at least back in the day, it's 10 years ago, 15 years ago. It's not 50 years ago, where returners were a legitimate part of the game and can be a game breaker.
100%.
Dante Hall from Kansas City, Devin Hester. They were so much fun to watch because they were weapons. Now you just kick it out of the end zone. So the NFL needed to try something different. I actually like this approach. I don't think it's too gimmicky, because the one thing we can agree on, just either take the kickoff away, as Sammy said, put it on the 25-yard line and be done with it, or make sure we get some returns. But it is interesting that the onside kick has to be announced beforehand, so it does take the element of surprise away. But having said that, I think this is a step in the right direction, because special teams, specifically kickoffs, they were just out the window. Go get a beer at the fridge. Who cares if you miss kickoff? Oh, wait, that went out of bounds. So I do like this concept, but I'm interested to see how it plays out tomorrow night. I think this is for the betterment of the game, and I do think it might lead to a little bit more scoring too.
We will definitely say, and pretty crazy there when you referenced back in the day. Back in the day, you're talking 2009, 2010.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wild to me. That's wild to me.
It is.
I'm thinking, okay, back in the day, 1970s,
80s, 70s. Yeah, Jesus.
Back in the day, early 2000s. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But speaking of NFL, guys, another great thing, not only are we launching into preseason, regular season, we are launching into a ton of contests.
So good.
Here at BMR. It is a great time. If you guys are not a member of BMR, if you're not posting at BMR, please do to join some of these great NFL contests we have upcoming. I'm going to highlight one of them right here. Big thanks to Wager All Sports for this Pick the Dog contest. So entry deadline is going to be Thursday, September 12th. It's going to last all 18 weeks of the NFL season, which is great because you're going to get some action each and every week. You are required to post a total of 44 picks through those 18 weeks and 22 selections on moneyline dogs only, and then 22 selections on dogs that are plus the points only. So it's going to be a total of 44 picks spread out through those 18 weeks. And then first prize is going to be $1,000 in Bitcoin, and it's a free contest. The only stipulation, I say it's a free contest, but there are some stipulations involved with it. You do need to have 125 additional posts after you say that you're going to sign up for the contest. Now, a guy like me who has almost 19,000 posts here at BMR, that's not a hard thing to do, but 125 additional posts after you enter the contest, really a simple thing to do between all the different discussions we have going on here at BMR, between the contest, the better chit chat. There's a lot of opportunity to chime in on a lot of various conversations. JJ's cock size is normally a topic for discussion.
That's one weekend, man. 1 in 25. That's one weekend for the people, man. Put in a little bit of work, man. It's easy, free.
Exactly. So, if you do not meet those stipulations, guys, you're only going to receive 20% of your prize. So it's going to pay out top four. $100 to fourth place. Third place is $200. Second place is $300. And first place is a cold, hard $1,000. Sammy, first off, Sammy, are you going to be entering the contest, number one? And then if you are entering the contest, What's your strategy like for a Wager All Sports contest here?
I mean, of course, I'm entering the contest. At this point, I have to have a spreadsheet for all the contests, all the fantasy league, all the eliminator challenges, all the pick'em pools that I'm in, as well as the underdog challenge. BMR has a pick 7 contest that runs throughout the year. Pick your 7 picks, rank them in order, just like we did last year,
contest.
1 through 7. Whoever has the most points basically wins at the end of the year. Bookmakers doing a contest that runs for the first month, basically that same format, so you can double dip on them. Bookmaker pays out the first month, and then BMR is paying out for the entire year. So, I mean, yeah, what a contest. As far as my strategy for picking underdogs, I like to go with the home underdogs, division underdogs by like less than 3 points. Try and find that like plus 120, plus 110 type of pick. Definitely don't go for the double-digit underdogs on the road for this type of contest. You know, those are the Hail Mary picks that you might need in week 15, 16, 17. But the early strategy for me would go with short home underdogs at a short price.
All right. So, Donnie, same question to you, not just with Wager All Sports contest, but with the 3 contests we're running here at BMR. You know, obviously, I believe you're going to be in them, but then what's your strategy?
I feel like it's survive in advance early on, right? Because we don't know exactly what these football teams are going to do. So I think Sammy has a pretty good strategy coming out of the gate. Take a look at the home teams. That's where you have a major advantage. And also try to avoid some of those real heavy public favorites early on that everybody, this team can't lose early on. We don't know how good these football teams are. And you get tripped up more than not first week and second week. Like those survivor pools out here, you find more people getting knocked out weeks 1 and weeks 2. And if they hang around, it's like, okay, let me survive those 2 weeks. They hang around to week 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And maybe go the distance at this point. So I'm with them. Take a look at some of those underdog prices, but teams that aren't being bet heavily, those teams can usually hang around for the first couple weeks before they know they're bad. And that's the way to do it. The public is always going to jump on favorites weeks 1 and weeks 2. Just be careful of those.
Exactly. Sammy, let's jump into a little MLB. We got JDS's MLB contest still going very, very strong. How you doing in that? And then furthermore, what do you got on the diamond today?
Yeah,
besides
the
Yankees.
Yeah, Yankees already won today, 6-5, by the way, over the Phillies.
Horrible.
So shout out to the Yankees winning on Wednesday. So I mean, contest galore over here at BMR. So you got the JDS contest right now. Sunshine 11's got a 7-unit lead over the second place Head Sturks and Empire Maker at third place. They're within 0.5 of each other. But Head Sturks and Empire Maker have technically qualified, and Sunshine's still about 30 plays away from qualifying. So still a lot of potential maneuverability, but he does have a 7-unit lead right now on top. But remember, it does pay out the top 4. I'm sitting there in around 30th place, but I'm on a 5-game winning streak, but I need to be on about a 15 to 20-game winning streak to have any shot of competing with the top 5. The other contest, you have a Tanko cover the league. Pick one team to win, cover every team to win. The fastest, you win. Right now, Seaborn EQ has 10 teams covered. You got 5 tied with 8. I'm sitting there with 7. Tonight, I got San Fran to cover the league. I had the Braves earlier in the JDS contest to win, so I won that one. And I also like I think it's the Angels to beat the Angels to beat the Rockies tonight.
All righty. Good luck with those, Sammy. Donnie, what do you got on the diamond today?
Yeah, a couple of the ones here tonight. I did put out a couple of videos for BMR today. I actually like to take plus money, which is RBI prop. So it switched it up a little bit today. We're going to take a run scoring prop, and that's going to be between the Chicago Cubs and the Cincinnati Reds. I took Ellie De La Cruz at a minus 140 price to score at least 1 run tonight. He's got a high weighted on base percentage, hitting at that number 2 hole. And also, guys, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in that lineup, high ISO power numbers. What does that mean? They drive the ball into the gap, into the seats. So as long as my guy Ellie gets on base, he'll probably steal second and third, maybe even home at that point, the way he goes so far this season. But that's a minus 140 price. Then it took a straight line. Minus 120 was this morning. I took the San Diego Padres over the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now it's up to around that 130, 135 price. Total 7 in that game. I love the way the Padres are playing right now. Kershaw not all the way back yet. Cease pitching well. I'm going to take the San Diego Padres today on the money line.
All righty, Donnie. Good luck with those. Sammy, have you been catching any of the What are you watching there, Sammy?
We're watching the Olympics right now. We're watching Olympics tennis.
Segue.
We're combining, the Olympics and tennis. It's a parlay of sports that I'm able to have action on, and that's what we're watching right now. So it's a double dip. And then you also got
Olympics. What do you got?
Yeah, you also got some Washington action in the tennis, or a little bit of a rain delay. It actually hit upstate. We had like a 45-minute crazy rain, and it must have been moving south. Wow. So Washington, D.C. is hitting it right now. But yeah, I got Raducanu playing right now in the rain delay. Got Sabalenka tonight, Kazakhtina tonight. We're sitting at a record of 48 units, 564 and 457. Other Olympic action, Nadal and Alcaraz got taken out in the doubles. So Nadal's potential last match at the French Open, as well as in the Olympics. They did lose to a USA team that'll make the quarterfinals now, or I'm sorry, the semifinals now. And USA is currently rocking the medal count win. They got 30. France got 25. But China and Japan actually lead the gold medals with 8. USA only have 5. The USA basketball is dominating. Simone Biles is dominating. So the swimming, Katie Ledecky just dominating. She just set Olympic record. So it's fun. It's fun watching the Olympics, and I'm taking advantage, right? In all aspects.
Awesome. Donnie, you've been catching a lot of Olympic coverage.
Yeah, it's been good. It's a really good time frame for the East Coast. If you have some time to flip on the TV in the afternoon. Now, I like to catch as much as I can, but at night, I do like the fact that NBC goes prime time and replays like the big events of the day as if they were live. So even though you do know the result, it's still fun to see how they actually got there. And talk about Katie Ledecky. I believe the event that she just completed today and got the gold again. I want to say it was the 1500 freestyle where she has like the top 20 times in Olympic history, which when you think about that, that's absurd. Like the top 20 times are all hers. They're not just like number 1 and number 7 and number 11. The top 20 times, incredible. And to be honest, like I'm not much of an athlete anymore in my 40s, but the fact that you can swim for that long, if I went up and back in the pool, I'm out, I'm done. I like barely swim in the ocean at this point. So the fact that they can actually perform that well for that long is amazing. Team USA basketball today handled their business against South Sudan. Oh, why is it a big deal? They almost lost to them last time. So at least now they beat them by double digits and moving forward. So I am enjoying it right now, but I do think my favorite turns into, the fastest man on the planet, the fastest woman on the planet. When track and field starts to get going, that's what I think the Olympics really heat up. So I'm looking forward to that.
All righty. Awesome. And, guys, you have your last and final opportunity coming this weekend to get into our Tournament of Champions poker event. A lot of guys have already qualified. So you have your last and final shot to go in there and get that. Please post down in my thread, comment, send me a private message, do something. Let me know you want to be involved. But Sammy, Donnie, best of luck on all your action this week.
NFL, baby.
Best of luck to all the form. Enjoy the NFL Hall of Fame game tomorrow night.
Yeah.
NFL is back. A lot of wonderful, great contests here at BMR. Make sure you join them all. A lot of great money and coins to be handed out all over the forum. And we will see you guys around.
See ya.